I want to show you guys how you can do a complete boss fight skip on Liberty Falls for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Right here, me and BBK have started the boss fight, but we are outside of the church. It's happening inside the church right now, but we don't have to be there. There's a trick where you can escape the church, which causes it to have no rounds inside of it, and it will just end the boss fight and give you the completion. In addition to that, I'll show you guys how you can skip 2 main steps before the boss fight. And then when you also skip the boss fight, you're going to complete this really quickly. You'll be able to get that Dark Ops challenge called Liberated. That's where you complete the main Liberty Falls Easter egg quest in under 30 minutes. First thing you need to do is get the jet gun. If you want to build it, you got to kill the groundskeeper in the cemetery, grab the key, unlock the shed, and grab the handbrake. Next is the valve step. Grab the valve off the front of the flower shop, place it in the bowling alley panel. You got to bust that panel off the side, then place it, and then get ready to increase the water pressure. You'll have to keep the activation going on that water valve, and that white bar will fill. Once it's completed, the water gauges will pop off and you can pick them up. Next thing you need to do is get the wires. That's in the electronics store. You can either get a mangler to bust the gates open, or you can purchase a cannon from the crafting table. If you have that unlocked, it's 1,250 salvage to purchase, and you can get that pretty early on. And if you're coming in to just do the boss fight skip, you're not going to need salvage for anything else, so you can put all of it towards getting one of these cannons. Just blast those gates open, and then there's going to be a few dig piles. There's not going to be an indicator, but you can see the trash on the ground. Just dig through those and you should see the wires pop out. Now you're ready to craft the jet gun. You're going to build that in the upstairs of the motel. Now you need to go pick up 3 parts for the LTG. You'll use the jet gun to collect 3 parts. You'll get the one from the comic book, and then this one is a shortcut. There is a part inside of this building, but if you get on the roof, you can actually suck it up through the roof. Shout out to BBK for that shortcut. And then the final part, you're gonna have to interact with the machine in the church before you can collect that one. As soon as you interact with that, you're going to see the part up there to the left. After you've collected those 3 parts, you can build the LTG on the roof of the bank. Now pick that up, and there's going to be a spot for you to place it, and the speedrunners are putting it in the cemetery location. There's also a location near the spawn. Once you place that, you're going to defend it for 1 minute, and when it's completed, it's going to bring in either an abomination or a mangler. You have to kill this enemy in one of the 2 dark ether field traps on the map. After killing it, you need to have a canister next to it so it collects its essence. One way to speed this up is that if you're not solo, you can have one player finish the LTG defense. When there's about 20 seconds left, the other player can run and pick up a canister that's in the church. Once that LTG defense is complete, it will spawn in an enemy, and in this game we got lucky, we got a mangler. That's much easier to deal with during this step. The next step is to have that canister ready. If you're holding it, you're going to be walking slower, and you have to weaken this enemy down to a point where you get a voice line, and Panos says, "It's weak now, you can finish it off in the ether trap." We got the voice line here. BBK was weakening the mangler. I'm gonna place the canister near that trap. I'm gonna activate the trap, and then that mangler should die pretty quickly, and see that essence go into that canister, and you can pick that canister up immediately. Now, some people know about this next step that you can skip, and normally you have to go and repeat this process, get another enemy in and weaken it and collect it in another canister. But yes, there is a way to completely skip that step and then the step after. And this is where the glitch skip happens, so whoever's got the canister has to take it back to the church. You can see that there are 3 slots here for canisters. One of them is completed, like we don't ever mess with that one, but one of them we just did complete, and we're going to be placing it in the machine, and it's going to want you to proceed on and fill another canister. But what we're going to do here is duplicate this canister. So I'm on PlayStation 5, and the way that it works for me, and it could be different for other people, is I hold circle and square at the same time. So I'm dropping the canister, but also putting it in the machine at the exact same time, and that duplicates it. Now the timing might be different for other people on different platforms, but when I tried to maybe hit one button faster than the other, it never worked. I had to hit both buttons at the same time. So you're about to see one canister placed and then one canister duplicate on the floor. I accidentally threw a decoy, ignore that, but yeah, you can see one is in the machine, one is on the ground. It did spit out the Strauss counter for the next step, but we just ignored that and dealt with that later. What we did next is I left a canister on the ground and went and picked up the LTG that we did the defense on and then placed it in the other LTG holder near the spawn. After you place this, normally you would defend it and do that step all over again, get a new enemy in, but we're gonna skip it. Just place it and then run away and let it fail. Another step you're skipping is the Strauss counter particle projector step. That's where you go and extract that third canister and fill it, but we duplicated and made one so we don't have to do it. Right here I head back to the church, letting that LTG fail, and I picked up that duplicated canister and put it in the machine. This machine is called an SDG, a simultaneous dimensional gateway. I'm going to pick up and place that canister in the machine, and the next step is important, and this is what allows you to completely skip the boss fight. You're ready to activate the machine and go into the boss fight, but you want to not do that. You need to wait for a vermin round. While you're waiting for that vermin round, which could be around round 12, you want to go and shoot 4 out of the 5 Mr. Peak's bowling shoes. There's a pair in the spawn gas station, 1 in the hardware, there's 1 in the groundskeeper's house, and then there's another set on top of this casket. You want to save 1 pair and not shoot it, because if you do, it's going to activate you into the bowling alley, and we save the pair of shoes in the back of the cemetery hanging on this tree. The next step is to wait for that spider round, and as soon as you're in that round, go ahead and shoot the 5th and final pair of shoes. What's going to happen is it's not going to allow you into the bowling alley. The spider round has to end before it will teleport you in. So what we do is save one of the spiders, go into the church and get ready and activate the Easter egg, and then kill the spider. Right here, that Strauss counter was in the drawer, so I had to pick that up, then place the canister into the machine, and then I was able to activate the Easter egg. Now this may vary for you guys. Sometimes you'll see that Strauss counter, sometimes you won't, not too sure, but as long as you take it out of the drawer, it's gonna give you the option to activate the Easter egg. So right here, I'm going to activate it and then immediately kill that last spider. And then what's going to happen is the Easter egg is going to start, but it's also going to teleport you into the bowling alley for that Easter egg. Once you're in there, you will play a full 2 minutes and you can bowl and get rewards. And what's going to happen halfway through is the manglers from the boss fight are going to be in there hitting you, but you will not be taking damage. After this 2 minutes, the Easter egg is done. It's going to release you and it's going to put you outside the bowling alley. It's not going to put you in the boss fight in the church. The 2 to 3 manglers that were in the bowling alley trying to hit you will also be put outside the bowling alley with you, and now they will be attacking you, and you do have to kill those. These guys are really tough. They're the really strong manglers that are from the boss fight. And if you're trying to do a speed run, just know you need to be ready to deal with these very tough manglers. We only had 2, but there might be more or less depending if you're solo or with multiple people. That's going to complete 1 phase of the boss fight, and now you only have a second phase that's going to end really rapidly. I will say this is what happened to us. We did this a few times to try to figure out how to shorten it, and what we did was kill those manglers first, let that phase in. You're going to hear the audio to let you know it's done. Then the second phase, you want to run around the map. Do not go to the church. We just run around the map for a short time and then come back and check this funeral home window. This is where more manglers are going to spawn out of. What happens for us is the first mangler we do kill, and then a second one will spawn out of that same window. The second mangler we just injured, we didn't fully kill. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the same for everyone, but this is what happens for us. You're going to see Panos start talking, and then you're going to all get downed, and that's going to be the end of the boss fight, and this is completed right here in front of the bowling alley. It's possible that you don't have to kill the second set of manglers, and you can just run them around, but we go ahead and try to kill them just in case. But as you can see here, we've got the ending cutscene. It was successful. Hopefully this will work out for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.
Options for this next part. Thank you, my friends, for volunteering to take my place here. Or, in your parlance, thank you for being voluntold. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a few scores to settle. Bye-bye, Dark Ether.